Hi, my name is Natalie, and this is the second screencast in the series on creating a development environment for Drupal on Ubuntu Linux that I'm doing for friendlydrupal.com. On our agenda today is installing and configuring Apache server, PHP, MySQL, and phpMyAdmin on our new Ubuntu that we have installed on Virtualbox in the previous episode. Before we proceed with installation, it's actually a good idea to go over the requirements for our Drupal that you can find on the official site drupal.org. So it would tell you all about web server and database and the PHP version, as well as settings that are recommended. As you can see, for example, it would tell you that PHP 5.3 is only supported for Drupal 7 and later versions of Drupal 6. So let's go back to our Ubuntu and start installing the software. As usual with Linux, there are several ways to do installations. First of all, you can use the graphical user interface, which is here. Synaptic Package Manager, which is going to install the packages from the official Ubuntu repositories. Okay. Or you can use the everyone's favorite command line interface, and in this movie I'm gonna show you both ways just to cover all bases. What you can do is simply search for all the packages that you need here, right here in the package manager. So let's start with the web server. Okay, then you click to check it. The manager would show you all additional packages that you're going to need for this installation. Okay, next is MySQL 5. Okay, let's just try MySQL. There it is. Okay, we also need a MySQL server. When I have all the packages selected, I'm gonna click Apply and check if I have everything I wanted here. Where is PHP 5? I thought I chose it. Well, anyway, assuming we have PHP 5 here, you would click Apply, and then the manager would do all the modifications. But I'm gonna click Cancel, and so I could go back to the terminal, and we'll show you how to install the LAMP server using the command line. And again, you have several options here. For example, you can install the packages one by one, something like and you will do this for the rest of the packages. So if you're really interested in doing it this way, I will provide a link to the tutorial that will show you how to do it. But there's actually a much simpler way and faster way of doing it using the following command, which is install LAMP server. And as you might guess, it's gonna go and install all of the components, including Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Now there is one important thing to keep in mind. before you proceed with the installation, and you have to think about which version of PHP you're going to need. PHP 5.2 or PHP 5.3. So if we go back to the requirements, back on Drupal.org, you will see that the recommended version is actually 5.2, and the reason is because, as I've said before, Drupal 5 and Drupal 6 until version 14 does not PHP 5.3. So if you're going to use any of those versions, you will have to install 5.2, but you will run in a bit of a problem here because the supported version of PHP 5 in Ubuntu 10 Lucid is 5.3. So if you install PHP through the official Ubuntu repositories, this is the version that's going to be installed. Now, is there a way to use 5.2 on Ubuntu 10? Yes, certainly, and I will try to cover it in one of the future screencasts. But it will require a few extra steps from you, such as changing dependencies from Lucid to Karmic. So unless you really feel comfortable with more advanced configuration, you might want to consider a more easier option, and that is creating another virtual machine that will have Ubuntu 9.10 installed on it, which uses PHP 5.2 as a default PHP version. Well, in any case, in our screencast, we'll be downloading the latest version of Drupal, which is perfectly compatible with PHP 5.3. So we will just proceed with executing this command. Next, it's going to show you all the packages that are going to be installed, and then you have to confirm the operation by entering Y here and hitting enter. Next, it's gonna prompt you for the password for the MySQL root user. This is an optional step, you can skip it, but I do not recommend doing it because phpMyAdmin, which will be installing next, in its default configuration requires the root user to have a password. So let's enter it here. And proceed with the installation. At this point, you can check if our web server has installed properly, and you can do this by opening a Firefox web browser, which is the default browser for Ubuntu, and then going to localhost. So if you see this page, it means it works. Yay! So now we can go back to the terminal and install some additional packages that our Drupal depends on, or maybe we will find useful down the road. So I recommend installing these packages. PHP 5 CLI is needed for PHP command line interpreter, and it is needed by such packages as Drush. GD is needed for image processing, and curl is a useful PHP library anyway, but you will need to have it if you want to use simple test on Drupal 6, and simple test isn't core in Drupal 7, so it's pretty much a requirement for Drupal 7. Again, say yes here. And of course you could do the same thing using Synaptic Package Manager. And now one last thing for today is installing phpMyAdmin, which is again is pretty simple even if you're just using the command line interface. choose Apache 2 as a web server, just hit spacebar to select it and hit tab and click OK. You can choose yes here. You can enter a password here. And another one here. Confirm it. Okay, we got this strange error. I haven't seen it before. Let's hit OK. And let's just retry and skip questions. Okay, it appeared again. Just ignore. Now you can access phpMyAdmin and under localhost / phpMyAdmin. And we can try using our root account here. Okay, I think I entered the wrong password first. So you will just have to enter the password that you set for your root account when you were installing MySQL. So we're done for today. In our next episode, we're going to look at further configuring our Apache server and actually downloading and installing a new Drupal website. Stay tuned.